Afternoon everybody, and how are you? Welcome to the Flower Patch. My name is Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Sorry I wasn't on yesterday. In the UK it was a bank holiday Monday, which basically means that it's a public holiday and people tend to have the day off of work. Some companies do still open, but a lot of people, employees and things like that, all get a day off of work. Right, I've got an order. I had this from a lady who contacted me Saturday morning. Sorry, let's get this right. She had brought some little window frames and she wanted me to do an arrangement on them to sit in a entrance hallway as you walk through the main front door. Now she said that she doesn't know whether to, if I would want to attach them both together or just keep it as one. This is what they look like. They're not very thick, they're only about 3mm thick, but they are like a shabby chic window frame made out of wood, and she got me two. Now she said if I attach them both, she would like the arrangement in the middle like so. I placed on, but she did say if I do one she'd like it at the bottom. So I placed on some styrofoam, covered it in wreath wrap, which somebody asked me what I use it for. It's just basically so it's a cheaper way than just keep placing moss on, and it just acts like greenery underneath your arrangement. So I've done a small L shape and I've cable tied it on. I think I'm going to attach it because it is very small. It's only 12-inch tall and 8-inch wide at the bottom. So I think I may make it a big one. So it's a long arrangement, and then have the arrangement sat in the middle with some foliage, you know, hanging down. Now I have attached a blue ribbon because the lady wants it in blues and creams. So I've attached a ribbon on the back. I've placed a small piece of ribbon, folded it over, and then got the navy blue ribbon and stapled that onto the back as well, where she can hang it like that. So that's what the lady did bring me. Now she has chosen her own florals and foliage, and she did say if I feel I need to add something else, if it doesn't look enough, then she doesn't mind. So first of all she chose some ivy, which I've got some leftover garland that I buy, and I've just cut a few bits off to try to see what it looks like. So that will look lovely. So we're going to use the ivy. Now she chose, and I've sort of like semi-prepared because some things I'm not sure whether I want to place on picks or keep them as they are. But she chose some miniature boxwood because she does want it quite, her words were, flying away with the wind sort of look. So, and I sort of like, I said, do you mean wispy? She said, yes, something like that. So we have got some of our wispy boxwood. Now she chose some fern. She wanted a little bit of an autumnal look fern. So we've, oops, I've got a piece in here what shouldn't be in here. I've placed in boxwood with it. So I've got out just the thin piece and shown her some other pieces of fern, but she chose this one. She did like the very light colour. Now again, I apologise guys in advance, I called this cork oak, and I just kept thinking it looks too much like maple. So I looked it up and had a look at the site, and again they've changed the name from cork oak to maple on their online shop. So I thought it was maple. So she's got some light coloured maple as well. Now she spotted my blueberries and she absolutely adores these. She likes the dusty look on them. They're not dusted, it's just the way they've been sprayed. But she really does like this. She's also chosen, she wanted some Astilbe because it's her one of her daughter's favourite flowers that she had in a bouquet when she got married. And she also wanted some cream coloured thistle also, so we've got that. I did say, well, I've got a few oddments left of my milky white seeds. I'll just place those in for her. And she said, well, she doesn't mind, she quite likes them. So now she did choose the sage leaf, this dusted one with the texture just like the lamb's ear. She doesn't know how much she wants in it, but she just likes to maybe see the odd one or two floating around. Now she chose a protea. She just wants one, but she said she'd like it just to be sat in the centre somewhere here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit that there. And she wanted some sunflowers. So she went for these blue ones instead of the lighter ones. And she likes the ways these look a little bit well, what's the word, guys? Vintage or dusky colour. She quite likes those. And she only wants 4 little peonies. Now, I asked her the reason why 4. She's got 4 grandchildren, so we're going to put 4 in. Isn't that sweet though? So that's all that the lady's chosen. Again, if there is anything else that I feel that we may need to add in, the lady's given me the permission to go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do is bring the camera down and we're going to attach these two together. I'm not going to glue them. I'm just going to get some cable ties just to hold them together, just to make it longer, because they are quite small. So one moment, guys. So let's just bring the camera in a little bit. Oops, I've turned. Sorry, guys. I may have to stand here with it being quite long. Oops. I've just got to alter something. I'm hoping that holds there. So we're going to do it something like that. Now I've got 2 cable ties, and where the foam is, I want to attach the cable ties through the windows on just behind the foam. I don't want it being seen here, even though we'll probably cover that with floral and foliage. I just don't want to have it on show. So I'm just going to level them up at the back, and I'm going to place a cable tie through the back here, or through the back of the foam. I'll just pop it in, and then I'll do another one and push it through just here. Right, so now I'll line them up. And just make sure that one's lined up as well. And pull on that one. And I'm going to just keep pulling till I feel that they're securely in place. And then I'm just going to cut the excess off. We don't want those sticking out. So there we have it. So it's all together beautifully. So that it makes it look much better with it being long like so. Right, so now we're going to start and placing some long strands of our maple. And I'm wanting to bring it so it's coming down. Let me just see if I can turn that leaf around. I don't want to cover the bottom like that. I want to try and, I don't mind some pieces coming across, but I want the wider leaves to keep on the outer side. So let's just place that, and I'm going right at the bottom and going vertical. So it's just hanging down. And then I've got another piece. That I want to sit up above as well in the same position. Let me just turn some of the leaves because they're facing the opposite way. They are quite, let me pull that one off it. I'll glue it back on in the position I'd like it. I may have to do that with these as well because they're very hard to turn because they are glued on. So if you ever find anything that's like that and you can't turn it, it keeps going back, it's maybe because they are glued onto it. So just pull them off and reposition them. And we'll do the same with this one. Pull it, push it in so it's vertical. As well. And there we have that. Now I've got the some smaller pieces I've cut what I may want to use as filler. I don't want to go out too far. If anything, I think the boundary would be the widest leaf here, and that would be all. So I probably cut these up. And I'd probably have that one there. So then place that in just on the side. Now I've got this one. I may bring that one here. Let's take this leaf off as well and reposition it. And I'm going to go right in this corner here and push it as far as it will go in. Again, I don't want it taking up too much space. I don't think this one's going to go in because it's not very tough, the stem. So let's get a pick on this one. And I'm going to cut this really short, the stem. And we're going to go just there, like so. So we've got it just basically really elongated. Again, that's our boundary now. I don't want nothing going past here, so we're going to leave that there. Now the protea I'm going to place on a pick. Now I know these are, there we go. So I'll use this other pick, and because the lady wanted it in the center, we're going to place it there. I'll save that stem. If I feel I'd like to add a little bit of tail ends somewhere along it, I've kept out the blue ribbon, which is the same as the hook, so we could add in something at the top as well. Now let's get our sage leaves, and we're going to just add in a few of these. We may add some more as we go along. So I'm just going to, and I don't want these too long either, so we're going to go vertical again. I'm going slightly higher up. I want that movement, and I'm going to do it the opposite side also. Now, to get it to move, I'm just lifting the stem up towards the sky basically, and I'm going to cut a shorter one, and we're going to place it here. I think we'll hold back with that one until, in case we need it anymore. Right, let's get the bits of ivy that I've chopped. I had a look at. Can't get the rubber band off, it's attached around some leaves. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Oh, it's all attached around the leaves. There we go. Right, I've got one long piece that I tried earlier, and I like the look how that hangs really far down. So I want to place in this at the bottom. So if I just place it this way, just to elongate it and give it that length. Let's grab another, cut another one off quite long. Now the ivy that I buy has sprigs coming off of the side as well. So let's just see. I want to cut that piece here where it's got nothing on the end. Tidy that up a little bit. And we'll bring that one there. I'm keeping that bit of sprig, what's coming away from it on, just so it's not too uniformed. Give it more of a natural look. I'm just manipulating one so it comes just slightly offset, and then place a smaller piece, and I'm placing these underneath the sage leaves. Let's cut that bit. I think I may bring one under there as well. I don't really want to go out here because then that's bringing it down. So we'll place one on the corner. And let's get one. And I'm going to bring it behind the protea. And then I think that would be all with our ivy. We don't need no more. I've got some little pieces here left. If I need them for any filler, we'll just incorporate those. So we're going to now add in our fern, and I'm going to keep these long so they can go down. just so we've got that length, and we're taking these down as well with the ivy and the maple. And then I've got some smaller pieces. I'm not going to use everything we've got out, you know, all of the bunches. We'll bring one. Right, let's cut that one shorter. And I'm going to go in the corner of the foam. Have it slightly shorter. So it's staggering. And I'll do the same under here. Now I'm going to pull some off this. And if you want single picks or anything, you know, single leaves, just pull them off the bunch like I do. Place them on some picks. And I'm going to bring this one here. I'm not going to go as, you know, again, I'm trying to avoid going across here. So I'll cut this one really short. And we shall have it on top there. And do the same with this one. I'm going to go behind the protea. As well. I could bring two, because they're only thin. If I just incorporate another two. What I'm going to do with these, again, cut the stem extremely short. Place one there. And then one the opposite side as well. Just coming out. So we've basically got it like that. If you can see. So that looks really quite, you know, elongated and nice, pretty. Right, I'm going to get in the sunflowers. Now I'm going to place these on picks as well, because there's some I want short, and I can save the stems. So I'm going to have one coming out there. We'll have one coming this way. I'm just going to place them so you can see. Let's grab another one. And then we're going to place one, you guessed it, there. So then she's got the sunflowers in. So, and I don't want these. I could have one and bring one longer down. I may do that, as well as on the top. But let's just start with these first. I do like the window display arrangements. I think they're really pretty. So we've got those there. So I may, let's have a look. Grab another pick. I thought I was running out of picks the other day, and I had a look in my box what I've got down here. Oh, I'm not. I was going to be ordering some more. Right, we're going to place this one just slightly longer down, and I'm going to do the same. I think she ought to have another protea in, if I'm being quite honest. And then we'll place one going up as well. I feel that I could put another protea there and maybe move that one probably on the side here. Shall we grab another protea, guys? Let's just pull one out. Let's pull it off the stem. There we go. I feel one would look nice here. I feel if we move this one, just take that one back out. Again, I don't want it too long. And I feel if we did a diagonal position with that one as well, and then maybe bring this I feel more maybe needed there, so let's take the glue off of it. And let's place it in the side. At the bottom. Let me just place those up there. So I've added in another protea for the lady, and it's basically just to balance it out so it doesn't look just odd with one protea in. All right, I'm going to add in her daughter's favourite flower, this Stilby, and I'm going to go at the side of the blue sunflower on this side, and I'm going to bring one here but slightly longer. I don't want them both, you know, at a uniformed placing. I want one to look like it's, you know, growing more quickly than the other. Do I shorten this one? Yeah, because with it being inside the window, I don't want to shorten it too much. It's just enough so you can see that one is a couple of centimetres longer than the other. I may put a bow in the middle for the lady. I may cut that one a little bit shorter. Again, trying to avoid going over the window too much. So I'm going to bring one out here. So we'll cut this one really short as well. And then I'll bring one the opposite side. And then maybe one in the middle. So I've just cut 3. So I'm going to bring one where it's you can barely see it, but it's on the side. Again, I'm trying to avoid going too far out with the floral and foliage. We'll place one here. So we've got that in like so. I'll hold it this way, guys, because it's quite long. So that's what we've got at the moment. Now let's have a look at our blueberries. I do quite like the cluster of these. Let me just see singular. Oh, I like them both. Decisions. Let's have another look. I think it's got to be the cluster. So let's cut that bit there. Let's take all these bits off at the bottom because I'm going to need the stem. So I'm just cutting off some pieces. It's like they've got little buds, you know, what I haven't opened yet. Oops. So I do quite like, I wonder if the cluster would look nice in the centre. Yeah, I do like the cluster. Let's just cut that a little bit better. And I'm placing that behind the protea going here. So it's just as a little cluster coming from there. Let's have a look where I can cut here. And then we'll probably have behind here another cluster as well where the other protea is. So let me just turn it around. Bring a cluster there. And then I'm going to bring one in the middle. And I'm just going to place this in, you know, coming upright. So you have it like so. I may use some more of those. Now the lady, 4 peonies. Right, let's cut these off individually. Right, one may have to go on a pick because it's a double one. So I'm going to place one on a pick. Right. So I'm going to bring some of these around the top. So let's place one. There. We'll bring one here. I'm going to bring them around the centre to represent for the 4 grandchildren. Let's just tidy that up. And then the other one here. So that can represent grandchildren in the centre on top. Now let's add in some thistle. Just to break up all the blue. I may need to cut that one. Then one more around the centre. And we're just breaking up the blue. I may place another Astilbe in there as well. So then the other, got 4 thistles here. And we just bring one. I don't know where to put my fingers. There. I'm going to bring one coming out. From there. Do the same up above here. Like that. So if I turn it this way, so we've got that effect with the thistles in now. I do feel we're going to need some more foliage because they're very wispy, so we may need a few more to cover the foam, because I can still see some foam, a lot of it on the side. Now I've caught some, oh, one's come off. Some have got 3 sprigs on like so. I've placed, some I've got 2, some I've got 1. I've done it different, and then I think the odd one I've left where they've got quite a few on. There's 2 different tones, quite a few on. So we've got a variety. So I think the one with 4 on, I don't want to try and cover anything really too much up or come too far out. So I'm just going to see where they're going to sit best. That one would look okay there. So we're going to go and have it some as just a bit of background. Just by placing it under here. Where the berries are, right at the bottom. Just make sure it goes in. Right, let's push it a bit further. I'm going to have to cut this stem a little bit. I don't want it sticking out too much. We'll bring one in the centre again, just like we did with the berries. Just have that different texture. I'm going to grab another astilbe as well. And we're going to place that like this one. Let's not hide our protea. Now, I'm going to place a single one with it being long under here as well. Again, just adding different textures. I'll do the same up above. I don't really want to go. Could I do I do single? Yeah, single. So I'm going to place a single one just here, and then one up here as well. I'm going opposite to where I've just placed it. I don't want to add any more of those in. So let's get a rubber band around those. I could put those in my oddments, my leftover bucket. Now, we've got the seeds that I said I'd pop a few in, some of our tarragon, but I still do feel we need around here foliage, filler foliage. So let me go and get the ivy, what I've got on single picks, to cover up that area. I do place a few on single picks if I need them for filler foliage. So as you can see, under here we've got a really big space. So I'm going to push those in. I may add some tarragon with it so it's just not by itself. So I'm going to cut several pieces down. And we're going to place them in to cover up those areas, even on top as well. So I'm going to fill it with the ivy, and then I'm going to add in the tarragon, and I may place in some single berries. To go with it. I'm pushing these right, you know, as far as I can get them in. I think I may need another one there. Just under here. I could do probably another one there. There's a space there. You will find, just to cover it up, there will be a lot. Right, so that's covered that up. So I've got one of the piece left, so I'm going to place that right in the centre. Oops, let's get the glue string. Right, so let's get some of our tarragon. I've just grabbed a few out that I do this with these as well, placed on single picks. So I'm going to cut a few down short. Just to start with. And again, just so it doesn't look too odd with it being all by itself. Around here, the ivy, I want to break that up and just add in some other pieces, just to take that ivy, you know, looking alone. And I'm not placing them in any particular way. I'm just popping them in where I feel, you know, it needs slightly breaking up. And I'll bring one there. So I've slightly broke that up a little bit. I may get some more of these out and just add these in as well. Again, a lighter tone. So as you can see now, it's broke it up. It doesn't look so bare or just plain with the ivy. I'll bring one right at the bottom. Just in there as depth. So we've broke that up. I may bring the other one down here. I can grab some more. I've got fresh bunches. Excuse my head, guys, so sorry. So we've just took that off of there. Let's get one in the middle as well. I can see. So we've added a little bit of interest there as well. So I'm just going to grab a few more. Got a few more here on picks. We'll use those. So we're going to bring just under it. It doesn't necessarily have to be seen a lot. We'll do the same with this one. Place that under the sunflower. And bring one out from the side here. We'll just go under with that. I've got one left. I may bring those in as like a little cluster in the centre. Like so. Excuse me. Now we've got the rest, some more of our tarragon. Again, I'm going to bring some, there's a bit of length. Either side. And also the same thing, I'm having one higher than the other. I should have cut that one. Silly me. bit lower. Let's have a look. I think I need to cut them. Going from the side as well, and I'm dotting these around just for like filler foliage. Put another one here. And I'm going to place some above. So we've got it coming out from different areas and spread around the arrangement. Like so. So that's what we've got. Let me just have a look for any gaps. Obviously you can see there, just at the side, because if it's going to go on the wall, you don't want to be seeing your mechanics here. So I would have to, and then obviously we've got some gap here on the where the foam is that we've not used. So I could place something there. Let's have a look. We've got our ivy here, some oddments. Let's place these on picks as well. I'm placing 2 leaves on. So if we just now turn it over, right, we're not going to need it that long. The stem. So we want to just sort of like try to cover our mechanics. Let's cut that one as well. So I don't mind this, you know, just coming out at the back, because as soon as it hits the wall, it will just sit like that. It's, you know, I'm just one of those people who like to hide. You could, you know, cover the around there and with something else, but I'm just one of those people, guys, who like to hide my mechanics. Again, you don't have to. If the customer's happy with how it's done, that's great. Oh, I've run out of all picks. Let's grab another bag. I'm going to just take some out. And at the back, you don't really need to, you know, mix and match with other things, because it's going to go on the wall. Again, it's just so I can cover the mechanics. So let's cut that one as well. And there's the mechanics there, so we'll go in at an angle so that leaf goes over it. So it's covered it. Let's get that glow. And also we have the same issue here on the bottom. You can use any foliage, it doesn't have to be, you know, this ivy. You can use a bigger leaf. I mean, we can't really use that. I may be able to get away with a little bit of that on the side, you know, facing upside down, so the leaves are facing the correct way. But let's just get, oops, wrong way around. That's covering that. Oh, I can't get that one up the stem. There we go. I'm going to bring that one down so it covers that mechanic there. Again, I don't mind so much with this being on the back. Again, it's flat. It's a flat leaf. It will just sit flat up against any wall. So, and I'm bringing this so the leaves cover the mechanics. That's the aim that I'm doing. So I cover all this here. It's not something I really want the customer to see. And also by doing this, guys, it will give you the customer that impression that you've thought about, you know, covering areas. You just haven't left it bare like that. Look, I'm going to get one more because I've just seen another one what needs it. Just a small one. I can just see a bit of the mechanic here, so I'll just place that in there just to cover that area. Let's get the glue. So that's all our mechanics and all our foam covered. Again, it will sit on the wall once it's against the wall, nice and flat. So now I was thinking about placing a bit of ribbon in. I don't need anything else. It's quite full. So let's just move these out of the way. Like Now, I mean, I have got some lotus pods here. If you wanted, you could add in a little bit. Oh, they look quite nice actually. I was doing something and I got out more than I needed. Let's have a look. Just adding that little bit more interest. Again, I always say if it doesn't add any interest, then, you know, 1, 2, 3, and maybe just 3. Then you don't, you know, leave it at that. Don't carry on. I mean, the lady did say I could add some bits if I needed to. Again, just to break up this area. So I'm going to place it like in the triangular position. And all I'm doing is getting some paste, placing a bit of glue on the end and popping it through the lotus pod or head. Just add that there, sitting it. I'm not, you know, having it so it's sticking out. Just want it so. Smooth out some leaves. I think I may have needed to have it on a long stem, guys, because it's a little bit far back. So we've just added in the lotus heads as well, or pods. Just 3 in that triangular position, which add to the look and make it look quite pretty. Now, do we or don't we add in tail ends? I'll make my mind up. I don't want it to look too much of a wedding theme. I'm just going to cut a little piece off. And I'm just going to place it. No, because it's going to look too much of a wedding theme. So, and the lady didn't say anything about, really much about a bow. So, that is our project for today. I will place it this way as well for you to see. We can still see some of the window pane here, and we can still see a little bit of it up here as well, so you can see what it is. I'm going to get my easel out, and let's hope that I've placed the hook in the right place for it to balance, with it being heavy on one side. Have a look. I may have to just higher it. Let's just place it on. Oh gosh, I nearly fell. Right, it's leaning to one side because of the weight. So the only way to conquer that, instead of having such a small hook like that, is to have a long hook coming from both corners. So we may have to just take that off. I can't do it with those. I've got some proper staple remover. Let me just grab. There we go. And this is supposed to get underneath. Oops, yeah, there it is. Brought one out. Two. Oh, that one's gone in a bit. Three. And as you can see, I did that like so. So we're going to need the ribbon after all. So all I did, because it wasn't very thick, I turned over the edge in here and the one on the opposite side, and then folded it again in half. So we're going to need one there. So we're just, oh, well, we're going to keep that one there. I could use some of this actually. What I'm going to do is just place a little bit of glue where the opening is. Just to keep that together. Do the same on this one. And fold it in half. So that's two. Just get those little bit of glue off. And then let's see how much we're going to need. We'll cut it about here. So what I'm doing is for the ribbon, instead of it placing it like that, mind you, I could now. Yeah. I'm going to bend over the corner just a couple of times. Place that on top. And I've doubled up with the ribbon. It's because it's not very thick. And then I've got this as a staple. I'll put another one here. And then I'm going to bring it over. I've got glue all over my fingers. So get that other piece. Bend over this ribbon because I don't want it fraying. So I'm bending it over so it's neat. Placing it on top of here. Oops. Oh my goodness. So that's that. So that's how I attach ribbon on the back. I always double up because I don't want the staples going through. No, wonderful. So then you've got a bigger hook. So I want to see if it's holding better. Because it's longer, you've got the choice of moving the hook. There we go. So let's get all the tools out of the way. They go on there. The blue ribbon. There. And I'll bring up our camera so then you can see how it looks on our lovely window frame. Get that glue. Right, so let's bring up the camera, guys. Right, let me just... There we go. Oops. I can only get back this far with the camera. So I'll leave it like, oh, crikey. I'm trying to get it all in. So that's our project for today, and that's our wonderful customer order from the lady bringing in the window frames herself, having an arrangement placed on, you know, from the middle and down, just elongating it because of the length of the two windows placed together, and just, you know, giving it that lovely feel. It's quite a nice colour, blues and creams, with the, you know, and I just adding that little bit of brown as well. I think that's helped. I know the lady said one protea, but it didn't look right by itself, so we had to place in another one. And then just the 4 little peonies for representing her grandchildren as well. And then adding some milky white seeds, different, you know, tones of the cream, adding things like that. So it's not just all one tone. I mean, these are creamier than what the protea are, and also these are slightly got a brown tint to them, the thistle as well. And then obviously you've got your milky white here. And then with the foliage, you know, if you want to start off with something with a wider leaf, so you can elongate it and, you know, and fill in a lot of areas as well with the bigger leaf. And on the back, like I've added in the ivy to cover my mechanics. Again, it's sitting up against a wall, so it, you know, you won't see them, so hence the reason I've not put anything what we've got here on the back, because it's not going to be seen. And then just add in some berries. You could even add in some coffee coloured berries as well. That would look pretty. If you don't have the lotus heads, then use pine cones, you know, things like that of a woody texture. And the sunflowers, if you don't have those in that colour, use peonies, use roses, hydrangeas, let me think, gerberas, anemones, you could use those as well. I'm trying to think. Dahlias, if you've got them in blue. Anything like that. What's the bigger head? And then just incorporate a smaller one as well with it. Again, we've got, and then the protea, it's the flower. So we've got 3 different sizes again, as I always state: large, medium, small. But if you don't have a medium size, always add in a small with the large to balance it out. Same with your foliage. We've added in the maple, what's really quite a broad leaf on here, and then the smaller ivy And then we have the bay leaves, which is more wispy but longer. So we've got the fern, which is long and wispy, and then the bay leaf, which is wide but wispy. So again, go opposites to everything that you're using for it to balance out and look more natural. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I quite like doing things like this. Any arrangements, you know, if somebody brings me a vase or container of any sort, you know, or they want a hat box arrangement like we did the other day, then, well, the world's your oyster. I love it. I love it because it really does get you, you know, creating some wonderful designs, and I'm sure you're capable of doing it as well. So if you enjoyed that, guys, and you've got something like the wooden windows or you know, things like that, or even if a wagon wheel, you know, a wooden wheel, anything like that, do something similar with that as well. And, you know, create yourself something beautiful for your entrance hallway, or maybe to sit at the top of your stairs, or, you know, outside your front door on a pillar. If you've got your brick pillars or concrete pillars, you know, place something on there as well. If you've got obviously two, then do another one exactly the same, but the arrangement goes on the opposite side of the windows, so then they look like a match made in heaven, really. So I hope you had a wonderful time doing that, guys, and watching, and I hope it's given you some ideas, and I hope that you give it a go as well. So have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, share and like. To everybody you know, bring them along, guys, to enjoy our show. I've just thought of that. That's like a poem. Bring them along, come and enjoy our show, and, you know, hopefully learn something new, or to give you or inspire you to create something beautiful for yourself, for your friends or family, loved one, or to sell. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, and God bless. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's bring in the camera. Right, I'm going to take it off the stand. Excuse my fingers if they get in the way. Oh my gosh, it's going to be click. Oh, sorry guys. Let's move that out of the way. Right, so there's the wonderful proteas, and there's our lotus pods, our lovely seeded astilbe, our little peonies, our dusky blue sunflowers, and our maple in the very pale sagey green, our boxwood here as well, and our fern with a bit of, I don't know if you can see, a bit of brown tint around some of the leaves, our lovely tarragon, which is the same texture as lamb's ear, as well as the sage leaves. And then we have our ivy and our wonderful berries. Look at those. I don't know if you can, aren't they divine? And then what else do we have, guys? Oh, our thistle as well. I love thistles. And then our seeds here, milky white seeds as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let me just turn it around properly. It is very top heavy or side heavy. I may have to re-alter the, oh no I don't. So there we have it. Something sitting pretty in your entrance hallway as you walk in, and looks wonderful for anybody to see. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye.